our heroes talk about amusement parks, who was demolition derby into the Arby's drive-thru, and crazy Snapchat filters. All this and more on this week's episode of the CC Mouse Podcast. Snapchat's still around? Welcome to this week's episode of the CC Mouse Podcast. We are good for your ears. I'm Dan, and you can find me everywhere at RFS Dan.
And I'm Jess, and you can find me at Gone to the Snow Dogs and Snow Dogs Vlogs.
Just, spoiler everybody, there's never going to be a time where you're not going to be able to find me at RFS Dan. Just so you know, every week. It's safe. I'm there. I'm not going anywhere.
Yes, same.
So as we record this podcast on my big screen TV, and you guys know what that looks like, is a live stream of Disney World. Not Disneyland, because that still hasn't opened yet, but Disney World in Florida. And you guys know that I'm obsessed with this. I watched lots of hours of Disneyland live streams and stuff like that. That's just because what I do. I'll go to other amusement parks here and there, but for some reason it always comes back to Disneyland. I'm 4.5 hours into this live stream, and I'll tell you what, I'm not trying to make light of this pandemic, but holy cow, Disneyland is amazing when nobody's allowed to go there.
Well, yeah, I'm sure you can get through all the lines easy.
Oh, yeah.
It's not crowded, and...
We've already gone on 6 rides. I say we, like I'm there. But it's not crowded. I don't know how you get in. The guy was trying to talk about annual pass holders and stuff like that, get first dibs and stuff like that, but I don't know what kind of lottery it is because they're there every time, so they make it. But, I'm looking down this Main Street-ish type area where there's foods and stuff like that, and in this guy's camera view, there's never more than a half a dozen people at a time. There is a football's throws worth of space between everybody. It looks amazing.
Yeah, I was looking at photos the other day of Cedar Point because they've reopened as well. And
okay.
I kind of had that same feeling. I'm like, I think I could wear a mask and go to Cedar Point if I get to go to Cedar Point and there's nobody there and I get to ride all the rides. I feel like I'm down for that. I could do that. I could do that.
There's a little bit of complications though, Jess, because I'm sitting here, obviously in the sweltering heat of summer.
Right.
It is hard to wear that mask out in public without your face sweating underneath the mask part.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, take that, and I know we're not as hot as you, but add in some humidity.
See, yeah, so you might not want to go in there. They need to, I feel like my lips are, in a bra. That's and not that way. Not that I guess I have worn a bra. Oh, my gosh. I'm editing all this out. But
no, you're not.
But so I guess I technically do know what that feels like. But it's just so sweaty and you don't want to touch yourself and you feel
right.
weird. So you might not have the best time at Cedar Point with that on your face. And what if you're on the roller coaster and you're with your hands up and then you swallow your mask?
Or it flies off. What do you do then?
Yes.
Get off the ride with your hand over your mouth. You're like, okay.
I would just hide my head in my shirt. People are like, "He lost his head. He lost his head." I don't know. I'm staring at the TV right now, and everybody's kind of standing in this little group, and they're talking and stuff, and they look like it's not an issue. They look like they're having just a fun time.
Yeah, I think I could do it. I think I could handle it.
Yeah.
I was at a store the other day, and there was a girl that forgot her mask, and she had to go in and pick up food from where I was at. Mm-hmm. And she wrapped a towel that she found in the back seat of her car around her face.
Yeah, it's the same, right?
I picture people coming off of rides at Disney World and stuff after losing their masks doing the same thing. What do I do? Covering themselves with their face or the baby cloth that they have that the baby puked on.
Right. I'm a goof. I'd take off my underwear and I'd wear it on my head. And I'd just peek my eyes out the little hole. I would do something like that. So I don't know. Looking at this, I'm a little bit envious of how empty the park is. And right. I might do the trade-off. I might be okay with wearing a mask all day long if I could just be at Disneyland right now. I'm having that much social withdrawals that I'm going wow, I would love to be there. It looks like it's a beautiful day in Florida, by the way. In case anybody about that.
I don't know what the temperature is down there, but
retired.
I know
the temperature's always retired.
Right. I know it's been hot down near Cedar Point, so I don't know. Maybe I'll wait a little bit till later in the year, and then maybe I'll go to Cedar Point.
Maybe, but on that, oh. Well, okay, I'm trying to segue. So, in that segue, you did go on an adventure this last week.
I did.
Yes.
I did.
I have it written down here as Christmas trip, but I know it's called the Farfignugan place. What was it called?
Frankenmuth.
Frankenmuth?
Frankenmuth, yes.
So tell us about your trip.
So it was my mom's birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Mom.
On August 2nd. Happy birthday, Mom. And she wanted to go do something, and, everything's closed, and then, you got to be careful when you are going and doing things and things like that. So she wanted to go to Frankenmuth, which is home of Bronner's Christmas store. Bronner's. It is the world's largest Christmas store. And I think when I was texting people when I was there and telling them that it was the world's largest Christmas store, people thought it was a gimmick, but it's not. It's actually the world's largest Christmas store. It's like the size, it's probably bigger than Meijer. And it's all Christmas everything. Every ornament. If you want an ornament of anything, it's there. Sushi. You want a sushi ornament? They got a whole section of sushi ornaments.
Do.
You want an ornament? I sent Di a bunch of pictures. You want musical ornaments? I sent a bunch of them to Di. They had bass guitars and banjos and triangles and pianos and like any Christmas ornament you can imagine is there. So we went down to Bronner's in Frankenmuth and checked out all of the Christmassy amazingness. And I don't know why it made me... I think I was happy to just be out and about, but it really made me happy to be in the Christmas store. They also have Halloween stuff, like they have Nightmare Before Christmas stuff. I didn't buy any of it. I really wanted to. I really, really wanted to.
It's expensive. Oh my gosh, you were showing me the pictures, and all I kept on doing is zooming in on the price. I was like, wow, you can kind of have one.
Yeah.
But you have to have them all.
I wanted Jack's house, and I'm like, I just can't do it. I don't know where I would put it. Nope, I'm not going to do it. And that's what I kept doing. I'm like, nope, don't buy it because you don't know where you're going to put it. You're going to bring it home and not know what to do with it. But no, we went to Bronner's and Frankenmuth, and then we walked around downtown Frankenmuth. We went to the famous cheese house, which is exactly what you think it is. You walk inside, and it is a building full of cheese. Every kind of cheese you can imagine is in the cheese house.
That's so crazy. I know you sent me a picture of like the outside of it. It had this big mouse head. It kind of reminded me of our logo.
Yeah, kind of.
You should have went in there like, we have a mouse podcast.
I should have. Maybe I'd have got free cheese. We ate at the we ate at the cheese truck. They had a food truck there, and it was right next to the cheese house, and it was all cheese stuff. They had grilled cheese, and they had fancy grilled cheese, and they had they had deep fried macaroni and cheese. It was just cheese, all the things. So that was where we decided to eat, was at the food truck, the cheese food truck. And it was fun. We respected all the social distancing. We all wore our masks. We didn't stay down there that long. We were there a couple of hours, but my mom's a little slow moving, so we'd walk around and we'd sit down, and we'd walk around and we'd sit down. And it was nice because it was Frankenmuth during the week. I'm sure on the weekend they're busy, but we went during the week, and there wasn't a lot of people. Everybody that we saw I was again really proud of the people of my state. Everybody was just wearing their mask and social distancing, and everybody was nice. And I don't know if that's just a Midwest thing or what, but I don't know. We had a lot of fun. It was really fun.
So I have follow-up questions here. Okay, question first. So this Christmas store, did it smell like Christmas inside? Like just like that Christmas smell?
Kind of. Like cinnamony?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
All right. Next question. Was there Christmas music playing in there?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, the employees must be going crazy.
It's really crazy, though. I think they have every single Christmas song ever. Because it's not like the same song over and over and over and over. The whole time we were in there was Christmas songs I'd never heard before. And then I was even questioning if they were Christmas songs till you really listened to the words and you went, oh yeah, that is a Christmas song.
Yeah. Okay, so next question. Are the employees dressed up as like Santa's elves or Mrs. Claus or anything like that?
No, but they do wear like Christmassy colors.
Okay.
But they're not. They don't look like elves, and Santa was not there.
That was my next question. Is Santa there?
No, Santa was not there.
See, we had this place in San Bernardino called Santa's Workshop, and it was open year round, and it was like a mini like amusement park. It almost looked like a glorified fairgrounds as far as like the caliber of rides that are there.
Right.
But they would have like a gingerbread house, and they'd have the reindeer house, and they'd be separate little houses, you know? They're like single wide, you know, they're a little bit bigger than probably like the mini houses that you see that people are always trying to make nowadays, those like mini houses. But Santa Claus was there all year long. You could go there all year, which is really weird because like I don't care about Christmas like 5 minutes after Christmas. After I've opened up all my presents and everything, I'm done with Christmas as a kid. And so I don't care. So it's not like in like March or April, they're like, hey Dan, like what are you up to? And like, man, I have this desire to go like to Santa's village. But it lasted for 20, 25 years before it finally closed down and got turned into a mountain bike park.
Really?
Yeah, apparently it's a mountain bike park now. So, but it was called Santa's Village, and so they had it year round, but they didn't have as much stuff as they had in that store that you were in. It wasn't that specific.
Yeah, so. Bronner's is more of like, it's the world's largest Christmas store. So it's more of like stuff you would buy for Christmas.
Yeah, right. Instead of having a Christmas experience.
Yeah, like it's decorated with Christmas and there's giant ornaments and like outside they have, like at nighttime they have like lots of lights and things like that. But it's more, you don't really go there because you want to experience, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's Christmas stuff.
It's to buy stuff for Christmas.
It's to buy stuff for Christmas.
It's for all the people that make crafts and have one of those Ziggy Bug craft machines that cut out stencils and stuff like that, and all those funky shaped scissors. It's like
they have,
for those people.
Kind of. They have like customizable ornaments and like stockings and stuff that you can get done while you're there. So like in the middle section of the store, they have a whole section of all these different ornaments, like baby's first Christmas, or you're getting married, or you've graduated, and they have these. They also have like pet themed ones. They have ones that say "I love my husky," and then you can get your dog's name put on the back of it, and you can get it done while you're at the store.
Oh, gotcha. So they're screen printing it, or they're heat pressing it, or they're
the ornaments are hand done. The ornaments are hand painted. So they hand paint and write the letters on them. And like you go and you pick your ornaments and then you take them over to the customization place and you drop them off and you continue to wander around the store and then you go back and pick them up. Or when you're ready to leave, like you go and you pick them up.
See, that's I could not do that part because you'd give it to me and you'd give me the ornament and a name. I'd misspell it, and then instead of correcting it, I would just take a red marker and draw the squiggly line underneath it like it's misspelled, and then I would just hand it back to you and be like, I don't know, here you go. Here you go.
Yeah, it's I don't know, it's different. I did look it up. The building itself, the store itself, is 7.35 acres.
Wait, no. I need feet.
Yeah. Oh, you need feet?
Oh my gosh, that is crazy. 7 acres?
7 acres. It covers 7
That's
acres,
too much Christmas stuff.
You're
You're hoarding now. So how did you buy anything there, like for the Christmas place?
Yes, I did. I did buy stuff.
What'd you get?
I bought some hummingbird things for my tree. Some little hummingbirds. They're not glass, which is why I loved them. They're these little like plasticky hummingbirds, but they're all I don't know what the word is. They're see-through and like the light reflects off of them, so I thought they were cool. And then I bought 4 snowflakes that are very similar. They're plastic because I love to have snowflakes on my tree, but I always end up finding these glass ones, or I find the ones that are covered in glitter, and y'all know.
Oh, like, yeah, glitter makes you twitch.
I am not buying glittered covered snowflakes. So as we were walking around, I found this section of snowflakes that didn't have glitter, and I'm like, oh, they were like $5 a piece, and I'm like, oh, I could buy like 20 of these, and I'd have enough for the whole tree. But I didn't. I bought 4. I bought 4 of those, and I bought 4 of the hummingbirds, and then my aunt got some custom stockings for John Matthew and Charlotte, which were so cute, and they had their names embroidered on them. It was so cute.
Well, that's good.
My mom bought a couple of things too, but yeah, it was fun. I didn't buy anything anywhere else. You know, we wandered around to the places downtown, but at the Christmas store, that was.
You didn't come home with a big wheel of cheese.
I did not. I wanted to, and I wanted to buy toffee. I wanted to buy toffee, but I forgot. And then I wanted to buy fudge, but I was afraid it would melt because it was actually really hot the day we went down there. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, maybe that'll just be the excuse to go to Mackinac.
Yeah. Huh?
Oh, I did find it. It says the overall size of Bronner's building is 320,000 square feet, or 5.5 football fields of space.
That is a lot. That you have to sell a lot of stuff every day. That's a lot of Christmas tinsel that you have to move every day.
Yeah.
How? I mean, it could be, but you know what? It could be one of those places that makes all their money between October and December, and it just floats them through.
Yeah, it says that that's how big the building is, but there's 2.2 acres or 1.7 football fields devoted to the sales room.
Wow,
that's
is so
how much
crazy.
Sales floor.
Denmark, you guys got to get your stuff together. You know, Michigan. Michigan's taking over the world's largest Christmas store.
It has been the world's largest Christmas store for a very, very, very long time. Wow, I just found a whole bunch of really neat information on Bronner's. It's open 361 days a year. It's not open on Christmas.
What? That's their time to shine. That's like having a haunted house not open on Halloween.
No, it is not open on Christmas.
Oh my gosh. Even Blockbuster Video was open on Christmas Day.
Yeah, you are correct. They carry 150 different styles of nutcrackers.
Ouch.
They personalize over 100,000 ornaments annually. That's a lot of ornaments. And I was right, they are hand painted. And 50% of the glass ornaments are their own designs. So they're not even like bought from some other place where they buy in bulk. They're actually their own designs.
That's kind of cool. I mean, you have to do something.
That is kind of cool.
Wow.
Movie star John Wayne ordered a Santa suit from Bronner's by telephone on December 15th, 1976. Why is that a fact?
Right. That's it. They don't have any cool facts like, oh, Santa showed up. Did they have any autographed pictures of Santa in there?
No, I don't think so. Wow, they have listed a whole bunch of celebrities on the site that have been there. Sports figures that have been there. Gordie Howe's been there. Sergei Fedorov has been there. I mean, of course, they played for the Red Wings. Of course they would go up there. But then they have, like, some other people that I don't know. Ted Nugent's been there. All right.
All right.
What else to say? Oh, Dave Coulier from Full House.
All right, cut it out.
Right? Like, what the heck? This is the weirdest website ever.
Yeah, well, it's the weirdest shop ever.
It is a very strange shop. Over 2 million people visit it every year.
Wow. Well, that's, a profitable business model, I guess.
Yeah, it's been there ever since I was a kid. Like, I remember as a kid coming up north, because we lived in Detroit, so we pretty much drive by Frankenmuth. There were signs everywhere. World's largest Christmas store, and you would see all this Christmas Santa banners and everything, and like it's a huge deal.
So
that was my adventure.
Before we get off to this other adventure that we're going to talk about, I want to talk about our phone call that we had last night.
Oh, okay.
And you called me, whatever, in the evening, and you're like, Dan, look. And we were on video chat, which is something that hardly ever happens. Yeah. So I'm like, ooh, this is going to be good. And it was the craziest thunderstorm that you had.
Yes.
It was so cool. All right, so I'm on the other end of it, and I'm sitting out on my back porch. I just got done doing yard work. I'm sweating.
Right.
I'm like, it's like 7 o'clock my time or so, and it's still like 90 degrees out. And I'm sitting on the back porch, and you can't see anything at all. And then all of a sudden, the sky just lights up, and it's day for like 2 or 3 frames. It's completely daylight out in front of your house, and then it goes back to night again. So what happened? It's just like crazy thunderstorms at your house?
So what I was reading this morning was it was a combination of the fact that we had a really crazy thunderstorm because it was hot. It was, above 85 yesterday, and it was humid. So it becomes the perfect storm. It's the perfect weather, the humidity, the heat creates, this rain creates thunderstorms. And it was just the perfect storm last night that created this massive thunderstorm that came through. But there was also, I don't know if it's real, but my mom says it's called heat lightning. So it was a combination of the thunderstorm and heat lightning.
I don't know what that, I've never heard of heat lightning before. I think, isn't that like a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie from like the late 80s? It was like Jean-Claude Van Damme is heat lightning.
There's like regular lightning and then there's heat lightning.
Okay.
Sometimes during a cloudy, doesn't necessarily have to be a storm, but it's usually like pretty cloudy, we'll get lightning with no thunder. So there's no like thunderstorm, but there's heat lightning.
So is that why there was no sound yesterday?
Yeah, that's
like,
a lot of...
Maybe I just don't hear it, but there was no sound.
Yeah, that's why you didn't really hear those big like thunder booms and claps. You didn't really hear any of that because there wasn't very much of that. There was a little bit, but not to the massive amount that there should have been based on how much lightning we were seeing.
I didn't even think to ask, and I couldn't see because it was dark. Was there even any rain, or was it just visuals?
No, we got barely any rain from that storm.
Wow, so it's just lighting up the sky.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's
it
so
lit
cool.
up the sky for like 2 hours.
Yeah, it was so cool. I took a screenshot of it. Oh, I guess I can post it in the podcast notes. I did. I waited and waited and waited until it hit, and I took a screenshot of how much of the daylight it was. I mean, everything was lit up so crazy. Yeah. The only time it gets that lit up in my backyard is when the police helicopter's flying over and they light up my backyard. I was out there watering the lawn one day a bunch of years ago, and the police helicopter was looking for a suspect, and they shined that light at me on the backyard, and I looked up and I waved at them, and my whole backyard lit up, and it was so cool. And that's what it reminded me of.
Yeah, it was nuts. I talked to you on the phone for a little bit, and then I was standing out by the Jeep again trying to get a little bit of video, and I turned to go back in the house, and Jamie was out there and scared the heck out of me. And I'm like, oh my gosh. He's like, you were on the phone? I'm like, yeah, I'm off the phone now though. And he's like, were you showing Dan? I'm like, yeah, I was showing Dan the heat light. They're the lightning.
Yeah, duh.
And so we stood out there for a little bit, and he's like, why don't you have your camera? I'm like, I don't know. Why don't I have my camera?
I told you that. I'm like, why aren't you vlogging this?
I mean, I was vlogging it, but he meant my photo camera. Like, why wasn't I trying to take photos of the lightning? Because there was so much of it. You're probably going to hear Kira singing in the background.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I can totally hear it in the background. Jess, how dare you have like a real moment where this moment's for you? It needs to be documented.
I know. But it wasn't that. It was I wanted to get, oh my gosh, she's just going. I wanted to get photos, so I came back inside and I grabbed the M50 and I grabbed that lens I have. And now the lens I have is not designed for taking pictures of lightning. It's designed for taking pictures of the night sky. I can't change the f-stop on it. It lets in a lot of light. So I tried taking a couple pictures on a couple different settings and I just could not. It would just light up and I'd look at the picture and it's daylight.
It's too fast.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, well, how do I do this? And then I was trying to remember, like, okay, how did I learn how to do this in photography class? Okay, well, I know I'm supposed to do the f-stop at, like, f6, and I'm supposed to have it at, like, 400 ISO, and I can do 15-second exposures, and that might work, but because it was so bright, I dropped it down to 100 ISO. I can't change the f-stop on this lens, so I just left it at what it was, and I ran with it, and I managed to catch 3 photos of lightning last night. So
yeah, and I know how it goes because now that I'm looking right now at the picture that I screenshotted of last night, it just looks like you and I are FaceTiming at like 3 in the afternoon. Like it's just light outside. So I get it, but it was really rad. I thought it was really cool to watch it.
It was so cool, and you can post the pictures of the lightning that I sent you as well, the ones that I actually got to take on the camera.
I'll throw it up there. I think I was just so excited because there is no weather here. It's been nothing but a hairdryer in my town for the last couple months, so
right.
I was stoked. You know, back in the day before California ran out of water from above, we used to have monsoons, and it would drop like quarter size or 50-cent piece size drops everywhere, and it would be so cool. Right. And you'd run out there and you'd play in the rain, and you'd spin around, and it would be lightning and thunder, and it would go away after like 20 minutes. I haven't seen one of those in years.
Yeah, it's we haven't had a lot of good storms this summer. Like, we've had rain on and off, but last night's storm was just, Jamie and I stood out there. I took some photos, and then we came back inside for a little bit, and then we went back outside, and I'm like, we debated on driving out to the farm because you could see so much further, because he was talking to Greg, and Greg said it was just lighting up everything at his house.
Greg's got the most beautiful 16:9 landscape area out by that big barn where he can see everything unobstructed. And it's so cool looking. We thought about going to his house. We thought about going to the farm, but again, by that time it was after midnight, and I'm like, no. I got a couple pictures. I got a little bit of video. I'm like, we're not gonna drive out. And then I was worried, if the storm that looked like was supposed to hit us kept coming in, I didn't want the dogs to be here by themselves. So I'm like, we just won't. Were your sirens going off? Because Crystal's brother Jason lives in Aurora, in Chicago area, and the same night he was talking about the sirens were going off at his house too. Yeah, our storm sirens went off. We were supposed to get a storm that was supposed to hit at like 4 o'clock, so the sirens were going off, and I went outside, and it was like nothing. There was literally nothing. I'm like, I don't know what they think is coming, but we didn't get anything, and then the storm changed. It was supposed to hit at like 6:15, and nothing. So, it got stormy, but nothing really happened. But I think our sirens actually went off because it was a marine warning. If you were out on the boat, they wanted you to get off the lake. Oh, okay, I can see that. Here's what's going to happen. One of these times I'm going to go to your house, and it's going to be the perfect storm, and these sirens are going to go off when I'm there, and you're going to see me do the safety dance.
Yeah, it'll be great.
Because I don't know what it is. Yeah, you better get it out. I might sit there and go, "Arr!" Howl like the dogs. I don't know. I might run through one of your walls like the Kool-Aid Man. I might lay on the ground like Homer Simpson and just go, woo, 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 and run around in circles. I don't know what's going to happen, but something's gonna happen if I hear those. I don't need that to happen. I love earthquakes because it's like getting punched in the face. Just punch me in the face. If you're gonna tell me you're gonna punch me in the face in 5 to the next 30 minutes, I'm gonna be scared more than if you just punch me in the face.
I will fully admit that when we were standing out in the driveway, Jamie kept going, "Can you feel it?" I'm like, I can feel that. Like, you could feel the electricity. It was so wild.
I don't know what
but
that's
there was
like.
just it's terrifying. That's a terrifying feeling. When you can feel the electricity, get inside. Like, don't stand outside in that, because you just don't know where the lightning's gonna strike. And as we were standing out there, he's like, "I can feel this," and I'm like, "Yeah, I can feel it too. We should probably go back inside."
Because if my hair's up, like, I'm just a beacon.
Yeah, how do you know?
And then how will you know if I got struck or not? Like, you know?
Right?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's tell the prequel to this day. Let's rewind back to episode 1, the Phantom car accident.
Oh my gosh.
Take it away, Jess.
Yeah. So Jamie was over at Eric's house again yesterday, helping them with some work they're doing in their bedroom. And when they got all done, there wasn't a whole lot left they could do, and Eric had like 2 hours to kill before he had to go pick up his daughter. So Jamie came home and brought Eric with him, and Eric brought Lana so Lana could play with Kira. And we're like, "Oh, cool. We get 2 hours where we can play ping pong or play pool or just hang out or whatever," which is kind of nice. Not like we don't see Eric every week anyway, but still, it's always fun. You know, plus Kira gets to run around with her crazy friend like she should have done today, because she's being a pain in the butt right now. I love you, dog, but you're a pain in the butt.
I love it when she sings. We all want to hear it. I mean, you can hear Kamiko in the background.
I know, right?
She wants me just to use my thumbs. That's all she wants, is me to use my thumbs to let her out.
Kira has her paw over my hand, and she's forcing me to pet her.
Aww.
So she's like, "I just would like some pets." I was always like. But anyway, so they were over here, and it was like that time in between lunch and dinner where we didn't eat lunch, but it was getting kind of late. We should probably eat, or else we'll be skipping dinner. And you know, Eric's a pescatarian. He doesn't eat meat, but he eats fish. And Arby's has this new beer battered fish sandwich, and I like fish sandwiches. Jamie likes fish sandwiches, and I knew Eric did too. So I'm like, "Hey, I can just go to Arby's and buy 3 fish sandwiches." And they're like, "You know what? Yeah, let's do that. It's easy, whatever. Let's just do that." So all I was getting was 3 fish sandwiches. We didn't want no fries. We didn't want no drinks. We didn't want nothing else. So I drive up there. And our Arby's has been extremely busy because of the COVID-19, because their dining room's not open, so you have to go through the drive-thru. You can't even go inside to pick up your food. So sometimes their drive-thru is extremely busy. So anyway, I'm in the drive-thru, and there's like, I don't know, 3 cars in front of me, a couple cars behind me. Normally when I go through a drive-thru, I will like drive and then put my car in park, because I'll look down at my phone, and I don't want to accidentally, you know, let off the brake or whatever and roll into the car in front of me.
Sure.
And then sometimes I just don't. Sometimes I'm like, I'm not really going to pay attention to my phone. The line's moving fast enough. I'm not going to put my car in park. So I'm sitting there and I don't have the car in park, and my phone went off, and I looked down at my phone. I got my foot on the brake, and I'm looking down at my phone reading a message, and out of nowhere, I mean, I guess it wasn't out of nowhere, from behind, I got rear-ended in the Arby's parking lot.
Oh, man, that takes skill.
And I got hit hard. Like, it was... So, there's, like, getting bumped in a parking lot, and then there's actually getting, like, somebody slammed into the back of my Jeep. Somebody slammed into the back of my Jeep. I get out of the car, and I'm immediately, like, I'm... No joke. I'm immediately pissed. I'm like... And what flashes through my mind is all of the damage that I had fixed on my Jeep last year, but the back end was fine, and now somebody just slammed into the back end of my car, and I'm gonna have to pay the insurance, and they're gonna take my car, my insurance is gonna go up, and like, those are all the things that flashed through my head before I went, I need to make sure that the people that hit me are okay.
Right, and at this point, you have not ordered yet, right? You're behind the ordering sign?
I have not ordered yet. I'm behind the ordering sign, haven't ordered yet. So I get out of the car, all these things flash through my head, and then my brain immediately goes to make sure everybody's okay. Because I thought I was okay. So I get out of the car and I look up and I realize, oh my gosh, it's like a 75-year-old man and his 75-year-old wife. The anger of what might be wrong with my car completely leaves my mind, and it goes straight to make sure these people are okay. So he gets out of his car, and I asked him, I'm like, are you okay? Is your wife okay? And he's like, yeah, I think we're okay. And I'm like, okay. And he goes, I hit the gas instead of the brake. And I'm like, okay, well, that explains why he hit me so hard.
Yeah, I mean, you got a 50-50 shot. It's either gas or brake.
Yeah, well, he was a few, and when I visually remember looking up in my rearview mirror and seeing him, he wasn't like he was close to me. He was quite a ways away from me. So he had a good amount of time to hit the gas and then slam into the back of my car. It wasn't like he was a foot away from me. He was a couple feet away from me, maybe even a full car length behind me. So he hit me pretty hard. But anyway, I walked to the back of the Jeep. First, I'm asking them if they're okay. He says they're okay. I can tell that his wife is just mortified that they hit the back of my car.
Yeah, is she like embarrassed, like hiding her face?
Oh, completely embarrassed. And I walk all the way to the back and I look at the back of my Jeep, and my Jeep has that air suspension where I can lift it and lower it.
Oh yeah, I know. We sit in the parking lot sometime. You're like, watch this, Dan, and you'll hit the button
Yeah.
and we'll lower down before we get out to go to Meyer. Yeah, okay.
So I'm sure you've probably seen me do it. Sometimes when I'm in the drive-thru, I tend to lift the car because it puts me up higher to the window. I'm short. Right. I don't like having to reach.
And that you
so
are.
I had my Jeep lifted all the way up. So when this car hit me, instead of actually like hitting my back bumper, it pretty much hit the hitch of the back of my Jeep.
Was it an empty hitch, or did you have the...
Thankfully, it was empty.
Oh.
Yeah, so the hitch was empty. There was zero damage done to my car. None. Like, I even wiped dirt off going, please, like, is there a crack? Nope, my Jeep was perfectly fine. Their bumper had a big crack across the front of it. But other than that, there was nothing else. Like, I didn't see any other damage. And, I talked to the guy for a minute, and, I kind of told him, I'm like, my car is fine. He's like, are you sure? He's like, I can give you my insurance. I'm like, my car is fine. I'm not worried about it. I'm like, if you want my information, I can give it to you because you have a big crack in your front bumper. And he's like, no, we're okay. And I'm like, okay, well, then it is what it is. And I got back in my car, and I sat down, and I start going through the drive-thru, and within, I don't know, I'm shaking because it's an adrenaline rush.
Yeah, instant adrenaline.
Your body goes through a whole bunch of things when things like this happen. I texted Jamie after I got back in the car, and I said, I just got rear-ended in the Arby's parking lot. I'm okay. The Jeep's okay. And then he didn't text me back, because like I said, Eric was here. And then I texted you, and I'm like, I just got rear-ended in the Arby's parking lot.
Yeah, and
you texted me back.
I want to apologize because I maybe should have at least first thing asked if you were okay. But I'm like, well, if you're texting me, I'm sure you're fine. Also, this is great podcast material. Also, like, how do you get rear-ended in the Arby's parking lot? Like, too much
drive-through.
Yeah, do they want the barbecues fast? Like, what's going on here?
Right. So, as I'm sitting in the car, and like I talked to you a little bit, and then Jamie texted me back, and he, after a few minutes, he texted me back, and I'm like, I'm okay. I already ordered. I'm coming home. By the time they handed me my food, I went from I'm okay to I don't know if I'm okay. Like,
to in what sense?
My back started to hurt.
Where at? Like in the middle, or?
No, lower back. My lower back
Right.
started to hurt. Like, my neck was fine, but my lower back started to hurt. I'm like, okay, it didn't hurt before. And I'm like going through this in my brain. Am I overthinking this? Did it hurt before? I don't think it hurt before. No, that definitely hurts. And then by the time I got home, when I stood up out of the car, I'm like, oh no, that hurts. That actually hurts. Is that what it feels like to be rear-ended? Because I've never been rear-ended before.
Yeah, and I think as humans, we underestimate. It does not take much to A, give you a concussion, B, give you whiplash. I mean, especially when you're not expecting it. You're not tensed up. You're not doing anything. You're just sitting there.
Right.
It really does not take much. Even 5, 6, 7 miles an hour. It doesn't take much for you to hurt a little bit. It's still pushing you a few feet this way or that way. So, no, I get it.
Yeah, and that's pretty much like I came inside, I went downstairs, I walked all the way down the steps, and as soon as I got down to the bottom of the steps, Jamie's like, are you sure you're okay? I'm like, I don't know. I think I'm okay. And Eric's going, did you get his information? I'm like, no. He's like, you should have got his information. What if you're not okay? And I'm like, well, I think I'm okay. But by last night, I mean, I'm okay. I don't want everybody to be like, oh my God, you got a car accident.
No,
I'm
you're
okay.
sore or pinched or hurt or, not okay.
I'm definitely sore. By last night, everything was really stiff. My back, we took the dogs for a walk last night, and Jamie actually wore the belt because I wanted to take them. I'm like, no, we got to take them. We haven't gone in 2 days. It's been too hot. So before that rainstorm actually hit, we took them for a walk. And he wore the belt and he walked him, and we made it about halfway. And I went, I think I should go home. I think we should go home. I don't think this is a good idea.
Everything's just tensing up.
Yeah, I'm like, this is probably not a good idea. And he kept telling me, he's like, you got to move, because if you don't move, it's going to be worse. He's like, don't sit down for too long. Don't stay in one position for too long. I'm like, okay, I can do all those things. And like I said, I went to bed last night and it was pretty stiff. I woke up this morning and it was 10 times worse. I'm like, today is going to suck. It's just going to suck. There's nothing I can do about it. Like, it's going to suck. So I've been taking my ibuprofen and wishing I had a hot tub.
Right. Well, today is right now. So, like, how do you feel at this moment?
Stiff.
Yeah, just stiff.
I feel stiff. The only way I can describe it, like right now, I took some medicine to make the pain part of it kind of go away.
Right.
The only way I can describe it, which doesn't make a lot of sense, is like a door sounds when it creaks.
Oh, you're old. That's age.
I know.
What about the other two people in the car? How do you think they feel?
I don't know, but like I thought about them all day today. I kept saying that to Jamie. I'm like, they drove a silver Buick Enclave. That's the only thing I remember, like besides the fact that they were older people. I didn't get their name. What if they're not okay? They gotta be sore. Like,
yeah, but it's not life-threatening. But yeah, I'm sure they are.
No, yeah, it's not life-threatening. I'm sure it's not life-threatening. But if I'm this sore, my God, they gotta be sore too. Like, but I don't know. It could have been I was kind of looking down and I got thrown back into the seat. If they would have been sitting upright, maybe they wouldn't have been thrown back so much.
They would go forward, so they might have like a.
That's true too.
They might have like a seatbelt marks.
Yeah, that's true too. I'm surprised their airbag didn't go off. Apparently they weren't doing over 30 or whatever that is.
That's good though, because those things are a pain.
Yeah.
And they'll have black eyes. That thing's like a punch to the face. If you want to get Tysoned, it's those airbags go off, Well, I'm glad I'm glad your air quote's okay. Like you'll be fine.
I'm
but still,
okay.
The adrenaline, and it's just a shock, and it's not even that. I mean, you weren't going any miles an hour.
I've never been. So one of my irrational fears is being hit from behind in a car.
Right.
Like when I slow down, when I go to stop, I always check my rearview mirror.
Yes.
Because when I was like 17 years old, I almost got hit by a dump truck. Like, and by almost, the truck went around me on the left side, could not stop, full dump truck, and I almost went into oncoming traffic to like dodge being hit from this truck. Ever since that, I was like 17. Ever since that day, scared me to my core. I always look behind me when I hit the brakes. Always. I always look up in my rearview mirror. And then, like, if somebody's too close to me, I'm, like, staring in my rearview mirror going, please don't hit me. Please know that I'm stopping.
Jess, you and I suffer from the exact same, like, I don't know what to call it.
It's an irrational, rational fear.
It's not. I was coming home from NASA, and it's 45 minutes from here, and there's a straight line from here to there, and there's no stop signs for 12 miles. So you get going fast. It's one way into the base.
Right.
And we stopped hard one time, and the lady swerved around us into the dirt and then swerved back onto the road where she was facing me, sliding, and her car rolled over.
Oh my god!
And I had to go help her out of the car. She was okay. She was okay.
Right.
When I showed up to the car was on its side with the passenger side up, and I looked down in there. And I said, the first words I said, thank you for not running into us. Because I looked in my rear side mirror, and she was coming at us fast. And I picked her up. Well, I reached my hand in there, and I helped her up. And she hopped out, and, everything was okay. Ever since then, I am the same way. I look every time. I look behind me every time. I don't... Yeah. I treat everything like a four-way stop. And so far, so good. I've not been in an accident. But, yes, I am always looking on people coming up behind me because of that moment. So we share that same thing.
Yeah, I will never it is so, like, it's such a vivid memory, that dump truck incident. I was in a pickup truck, like, it's such a vivid memory. And,
mine too.
Jamie and I joke about it all the time. I'm like, it's my irrational yet rational fear.
Right,
I'm
it's
gonna
instinct. We can't control it no more. It's instinct.
Yeah,
My body just
yeah.
does the same thing. So here's another question. What about the car that was in front of you? First of all, did it make a pop, smash, crash, boom sound, or was it?
It was
not rewarding?
it was a loud bang. It was a loud bang noise.
All right.
Like it was loud.
Yeah. It doesn't take much, especially these days with the cars. You know, they want to crunch.
Right.
Yeah. So you did not, but your foot was on the brake, or you were in park. Which one?
My foot was on the brake, which I think might have been the better option because I did move forward. But again, I always leave space in between people at a drive-through anyway. You know, I don't know why, but again, I do. I leave space in between the person in front of me. Right. And I did move forward, but my foot was on the brake.
Which is
and
good because I think you would have whiplashed more.
Yeah, Jamie said the same thing. He's like, if you would have been in park, and then he goes, don't ever do that again. He's like, don't put your car in park in a drive-through. I'm like, how many times have I been through a drive-through?
Isn't it the same as the brake if you're in park, though?
I don't think so, because like I said, when I went back, my foot let off my brake. So
okay.
I was able to move forward a little bit.
A little bit. So it took a little bit of out of there. See, but in our Jeeps, I don't know if your Jeep does that. My Jeep, as soon as I put it in park, it applies the emergency brake.
Yeah, mine doesn't.
It goes, and it applies that rear emergency brake on my rear disc brake.
Right.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you're okay. Here's the most important thing of it all. And obviously you didn't run into the people in front of you. Were they already moved up at the time, or was there a chance?
No, there would have been a chance. I just wasn't that close to them.
All right, and here's the most important thing of this whole story. How was that chicken, or excuse me, how was that fish sandwich? Did it compare to Culver's?
I don't know that I would. Well,
if you just went to Culver's, that fish sandwich there was amazing.
You know, it did compare to the Culver's fish sandwich, actually, but between the two, Culver's wins because, Culver's wins.
Because you didn't crash your car in the Culver's?
No. I like the bun at Culver's better than the one at Arby's. Okay, that's all. I just like the bun better at Culver's. The Culver's fish sandwich, I think I like that one better.
Well, I'm glad you're okay, Jess.
And you know, I got hit, but now we're gonna rewind to the Frankenmuth incident, and I'm gonna quickly tell you the story that happened there.
Okay. Yes.
So I drove. I was the chauffeur. I drove, and on the way home, and I told Jamie this story, and I said, I will never, ever go above 65 miles an hour after this again with a trailer. We were driving down 75, and I-75 past Saginaw coming up north goes from 3 lanes down to 2 lanes. So you got 2 lanes going one way and 2 lanes going the other way, and there's like a big grass median in between. So we're driving along, and it's Thursday, and now we're going north, and all the downstaters are coming up north. Everybody wants to go up north. So you got campers and campers and campers, trucks pulling fifth wheels, all these campers. And there was like a truck with a travel trailer, and then another truck with a really long travel trailer, and I'm driving behind them, and the speed limit on that road is 75, but if you're pulling a trailer, you shouldn't do over 65. So they're in the slow lane doing 65. And I'm talking to my mom, and I've got the adaptive cruise control on, so I'm following this guy at a safe distance, of course, because I have adaptive cruise on. And this guy comes flying up beside, this other car comes flying up beside me, and I'm like, whatever, I'll let him pass these trucks and trailers before I pass these trucks and trailers. We're kind of just talking, and this car starts to go by me, and I'm watching, and all of a sudden I see the trailer in front of me, all of its brakes light up for maybe a half a second. You could just tell he just tapped his brakes, which means the guy in front of him must have tapped his brakes, or he looked up, or something happened. He tapped his brakes, and all of a sudden, that trailer just starts to fishtail. And I immediately tap my brakes, and I start letting off the gas and just slowing down. I'm like, nope, this guy's going to go sideways. He's going to flip over right in front of us. And at one point in time, no joke, I could see the whole side of his truck and the whole side of that trailer. And I'm like, that's it. He's going to lose it. He's going to roll this truck and tip this trailer over. And my mom's going, oh my gosh. And it felt like forever, but it was probably only a matter of seconds that this guy fishtailed with this trailer. And then all of a sudden, he got it under control. It started to fishtail a little bit less and a little bit less. And then he was in a straight line again. And
He's
I'm
a
like,
hero.
That was my thought.
What do you think happened in his car?
I don't know. But I decided I'm going to go around him because that was scary.
Okay.
So I pulled over into the fast lane, and I went 68 miles an hour, which the speed limit's 75, but I did not want to blow past this guy.
Hard to believe, but okay.
Well, I kind of thought he was probably freaking out because he almost lost control of his trailer, and he could lose control of the trailer again, so I'm just going to slowly go around him. So I slowly went around him. I waited until I got way out in front of him before I pulled back into the slow lane.
Wait, real quick. So, did you look at him at all, or did you, like, look at him, or, like,
I
give him a
did
thumbs
not.
up, or, like, oh my gosh?
I didn't. I didn't want to.
I would have been honking my horns. I would have been Arsenio Hall fist bumping out my window, like, you did it!
Well, so I get around him, and I'm kind of a ways out in front of him, and I look in my rearview mirror, and I'm like, oh no, there he goes again, and the trailer was huge. It was probably a 33-foot travel trailer, and the truck did not look like a truck that was big enough to pull a trailer that long. Is that the problem?
Like, what's causing that? Is it just inexperience? Is it the weather?
I think it was a combination of the trailer being too long for the truck and his sway bar link not being set up properly.
So like, there's pushing the truck almost.
Yeah, there's a contraption that we have for our trailer called a sway bar link that causes that trailer to not sway like that. It keeps it under control, but if it's too loose or if it's too tight, it doesn't work properly. So you have to like make sure that it's put on. Like Jamie has to do it, and you gotta, anyway, long story short, you gotta make sure it's put on properly. I think it was a combination of the truck being too small, the trailer being too long, and the sway bar link not being set up correctly. Because he started fishtailing again behind us, and I'm watching, and I'm like, no way, dude, just save it. So right as he saves it for the second time, and I'm literally cheering, going, my God, there's a freaking rest area coming up. And I watch this guy pull off at the rest area, and I'm like, I think he pissed himself. I'm pretty sure he pissed himself.
He's got to change his shorts. Or I would just be done.
Yeah, me too. I'd be like, that's it. We're leaving the trailer. I'm out.
Yeah, you need to call your friendly neighborhood Jamie.
Yeah.
And have him come finish it out.
Wow.
Yeah,
so... That was my other crazy
that's crazy
experience.
So when you go camping, like this next time that you go camping, you're driving the trailer?
The next time we go camping, Jamie will probably drive.
But it's your Jeep, right?
It's my Jeep,
okay,
yeah.
Okay.
And then the time after that, it depends because I think we're taking our Jeep, and I think Greg is taking Jamie's Jeep. So we'll have both Jeeps, and Jamie does like to drive his Jeep. So he might drive his Jeep for a little while, and I might drive mine. I have pulled my trailer before with my Jeep, and I mean, you know how I drive. I'm a completely different driver when I have a trailer behind my car.
Wouldn't know. I only know one version. Die.
Yeah.
Die, die.
But
I only know one version of death. Did I die? Ask Die. Die almost died.
But did she die?
No.
Yeah, I'm a completely different driver when there's a trailer behind me because I know how dangerous it can be to pull a trailer. You can't drive like an idiot. You can't do 75 pulling a trailer. You can't whip around people and pass people like a crazy person pulling a trailer. You just can't.
That seems so scary. I don't know if I'm ever allowed to get in a car with you again. Let's recap. You got into a car accident in a drive-through, not just any drive-through, at an Arby's drive-through. I would have changed
have been McDonald's.
Right, I would have changed the restaurant's name to save face. Well, all in all, Jess, I'm glad you're okay.
Me too.
I know you're a little sore, but like,
I'll be fine.
Yeah. Yes. All right. So, on to this next topic. This is super important. So the other day, I was scrolling through your Podience page.
Yes.
And I noticed that people had all these like weird looking like eyes and weird looking like filter faces on their dogs. And I'm like, okay, well, whatever. I'll approve these posts. That's kind of cute. Then I noticed that it's a Snapchat filter. First of all, I thought Snapchat went out of business when they ordered those Snapchat glasses and they couldn't recoup their fees. Second of all, like, Snapchat's still around?
It is. The dogs actually have a Snapchat account.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do. The dogs have a Snapchat.
What happens on there?
Nothing, because I always forget I have it.
Oh my gosh. So just today, and I had this written down the other day for us to talk about, but today you sent me these pictures of the dogs with this Snapchat filter. Is it a dog Snapchat filter, or what's going on here?
It is not a dog Snapchat filter. It is actually a people Snapchat filter, and it's called Cartoon Eyes. And it's not for dogs. It's for people.
Okay. Okay.
So I don't know how many other people have seen it. Even Steve from Loki the Siberian sent me pictures of his dogs the other day. And as soon as he sent me the pictures, I sent him a message and I'm like, I hate you. I couldn't get it to work.
Well, okay, hold on real quick. Is this much like that filter where everybody's smiling? Have you seen those where like somebody will be on the escalator and he's holding it and it just makes smiles on everybody? First of all, props to these people that are getting this face mesh down because it looks perfect on everybody. So it's kind of like that, but it's just eye? Is it just eyes?
It's the eyes, but then it also takes and makes their heads a little shaped differently.
Everything
and
looks
kind of
like Hugo.
It makes everything a little bit softer. The idea behind it is it's supposed to turn you into like a cartoon character.
Which it did.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, well, it's a little creepy and a little cute. I'm not sure.
I tried for forever yesterday to get it to work.
On
close
the
to
dogs?
the dog. Yes, I stood close to the dogs. I stood far away from the dogs. I tried to make the dogs look up. I tried to make them look down. I tried everything. And finally I'm like, forget it, whatever. On both dogs.
Okay.
And finally, I'm like, forget it. It just doesn't work. I can't get it to work on the dogs. And then I looked it up and I searched, and everybody's like, I just pointed it at my dogs and it worked. Well, then I found, then I found some videos of people that were trying to get it to work for their dogs, and on some of their dogs it worked instantly, and on other dogs it didn't. And then I talked to Steve a little bit, and he said he had a hard time getting it to work on some of his dogs, and I'm like, okay, tomorrow I'm going to go at this again, and I'm going to try it again. So this morning I got up and I was talking to Jamie, and I'm like, oh, let's try that filter. It's bright out. It's nice out. And I opened up my Snapchat and I couldn't find it. I'm like, okay, well, I don't know how to use Snapchat. There's a reason I don't use it. I don't know how to use it. So I looked it up and I figured out how to search for those filters. And I searched for it and I found it. And it took me 15 minutes before it finally found Kira's face. And I was able to get some photos of Kira.
They were cute.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's working. It's working. It's working. So I worked with Kira and I got Kira and I took some pictures with Kira and I took a little bit of video because I want to make a TikTok video like everybody else is making cute TikTok video with Disney
creator.
Princess. Like, I want to make the cute TikTok video with the cute cartoon-eyed puppy dogs. So I got a little bit of video of Kira. I got some pictures of Kira, and then I tried Memphis. It just hates Memphis.
Aww.
It hates her. I could not get it to work. Jamie's trying to help me. We tried inside. We tried outside. We tried the ring light. We literally have tried everything. And for some reason, I don't know if it's that her face is just so white or her eyes are so dark, because her eyes are darker than Kira's by a couple of shades. They both have brown eyes, but Kira's eyes are a little bit lighter. I don't know if that's what it is, but I have a complaint for the people that made this stupid Snapchat filter, that it needs to be made for dogs because it doesn't work for my dog, and I'm a little salty about it.
Oh my gosh, you should troll them and write them a letter and say, dear sir, madams at Snapchat, my dog does not work with this filter. I returned the dog, and I got another dog, and this new dog also doesn't work. I'm on dog number 4 now, and I still can't get this filter to work.
I just want it to work. I want to see cute Memphis I got one little, it wasn't working as a photo, but I tried to do it as a video, and it would work for like a second. So I'm like, well, maybe I'll just video it and I'll just screenshot out of the video because I can't get this to work. So I did that, and oh my God, Jamie was laughing so hard. He's like, this is ridiculous. I'm like, I just want a cute little picture of Memphis. Even the ones of Kira, her eyes are all crooked because it still doesn't know.
I'm looking at the one right now in the living room, and it looks perfect. And then I scroll over to the one with Memphis, and it looks like her head's like wonky. And then I asked you the question, like, does it work on humans? And there's one of Jamie, and the one on Jamie's perfect. He looks like Admiral Akbar from Star Wars.
Yeah, the ones on people work really good. You can change the eye color, you can change the eye shape. There's a couple different things you can change. Yeah, so like it doesn't, because I think like Jamie's, the one I took of him just for fun, has like blue eyes. Jamie does not have blue eyes. He has hazel eyes. But like I said, it was really neat. But I'm so disappointed that it doesn't work for Memphis.
These are pretty cute.
I mean, the ones of Kira are cute, but come on, I just wanted one of Memphis.
Oh, that's great. Good old Snapchat with the filters making a comeback. This is their last hurrah, right? Like Snapchat's not making it past the end of this year.
I don't know. If you watch the stock market, Snapchat stock has been going up and up and up. Somebody told me last year to buy stock in Snapchat, and I didn't do it. And I wish I would have because it's gone up quite a bit.
Well, everybody said to buy stock in Zynga because of Farmville, and they've fallen off of the 500 index. Like they're not.
Yeah, but Snapchat has over doubled since I was told to buy stock in Snapchat.
They lost so much money on those glasses.
They did, but apparently Snapchat's still a thing. People still use it. I posted a photo on there yesterday because I opened it up and I had 1,500 people that looked at it, and I went, oh, well, people are still following me on Snapchat.
Right? That's a pretty good amount.
I'm like, oh, well, I guess it is still a thing, so it's still a thing.
Are you going to be posting on Snapchat anytime soon, or is this just because of the filter?
I'm gonna try to post on Snapchat more because I realize that I do have an active audience there.
Okay, well, let's say that you do try more. Where can we find your Snapchat?
Gone to the Snow Dogs.
That's everything.
I'm really bad with Snapchat. So my Snapchat name is Gone to the Snow Dogs, but I think the username is actually Gone to, with the number 2, the Snow Dog.
No, why would you do that?
Because there's not enough letters. I had to do the same thing with Twitter.
Oh, really? I didn't know there was a cap. I know there was a cap on how much you could twat, but I didn't know that there was a cap on your username.
Yeah, there's a cap on your username. My username is too long by 1 letter.
Oh, I'm looking at these pictures again, and that one with Kira is so dang cute. Like I said, it looks like Balto or Hugo, or it looks like whatever Disney, like, jumping husky movie face.
Yes! And that's why I want to get one of Memphis.
Oh, I know. It looks like her face is falling off.
I wonder if I could do it on a photo of the dogs.
Let's try it.
Okay, hold on. I think I got one right here. Let's see.
Let's do
Not
it.
that anybody else can see what we're doing. Let me see.
We can do it. And while you're doing that real quick, I want to talk about, I guess if we're doing pet updates, people want to know lots of things about the new cat.
Oh, yes.
First of all, what's his name? His name is Adam Mouse Driver. That's what I've decided on. I don't know, everybody else can call him what he wants. And he loves sleeping on my face like a hot towel from the spa.
Are you serious?
Oh my god, it's so my cat. He loves me. Him and I have the same IQ. We're derpy together. We have fun. Yeah, he's such a good cat. He's really healthy right now. Like he's all like good to go. The ants update, the flea update. There's no more fleas. The fleas are all gone. Yes, they're out of the house. Nobody's getting bitten anymore from what I could tell. All the other cats are starting to play with this new cat, even though this new cat is so dialed in. Oh my gosh, this cat's so dialed in. Everything's the greatest. Today I was laying on the couch, and I was wiggling my eyes back and forth, and he wanted to attack my eyeballs. He totally wanted to attack my eyeballs. I loved it. I'm like, I love you. You're the greatest. So, I don't know. He's kind of my cat. He curls up with me at night. He's
so cute.
Oh my gosh, he's so goofy.
Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes you need a little bit of goofy.
Oh, yeah. Being stuck in this house all day and going crazy, he's definitely a refreshment compared to these other cats. He just loves that shoestring. He just carries that shoelace around like he killed it, and he's proud of it, and he brings it to me, and he's like, look what I did! What I love about him is I can pick him up and hold him like a baby and pet him and stuff like that, and he'll start purring, he'll be happy, and he'll give me a few minutes of love before he's like, okay, I need to go and like run around. I caught him on the top of, inside the bathtub. You know how like in the bathtub, there's like the things built into the walls that hold your shampoo and stuff like that.
Yeah,
he goes and climbs up those. He goes and climbs up the top of the shelves. He hangs from stuff. He tried to run up the curtain to the top. So I appreciate his moxie. Like he's really testing the boundaries of this house here. If he could grip himself to the roof of the house, he would.
I love how active he is. I just love how alive he is, and how like, I don't know, it just reminds me of like when we get a puppy. It's the same type of
right,
thing.
and they do that thing where their heads track so fast and they track every little movement, and it's so crazy. Every little movement, his eyes are following it, and he's just so happy. He loves cheeseburgers, by the way. Just so you know,
your cat.
He loves
100%
cheeseburgers,
your cat.
Right? So I don't know, like all the cats love Crystal. This one loves me.
That, that's always nice.
Yeah, so little Adam Mouse Driver is, he's sitting right here next to me right now. Yeah, he's a good little cat. Right now, he just wants to eat my headphones.
Oh, well.
I get it.
They're tasty.
Yeah, they're from Apple, so they're going to taste good.
Tastes like an apple.
Yes. So yes, that's the update. The cat's happy and healthy. He's not going anywhere. I've looked everywhere to try to find him a home as far as like his original owners, and he's just mine now. I asked him the other day if he'd like to go, away and try to find somebody else, and he said no.
Well, I'm glad you're keeping him. I know you don't need another cat. Like
we don't. It's weird. One more little cat in this house, and I'm sweeping twice a day. I'm vacuuming every other day. It's weird. Just that was the breaking point of the house is just more in chaos. And I'm here all day long, so I'm always doing the chores around the house here, and it's just more. He's scratching on more stuff. He's playing with more toys, which makes me a little happier. I looked to find he really wants that toy that Memphis plays with. That cat toy. I didn't realize those things are $40.
Are they really?
Yeah, I think I might have to go get one though, because I know he's gonna want one of those.
I tell you what, Memphis loves it.
Memphis does. I remember when I was there last, Memphis was playing with that thing and she loved it.
Yeah, she is a sucker for a cat toy.
Yep. So I think I might have to get one of those. I think, so somebody really rad gave me this PetSmart gift card one day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you. And so I have that. So maybe I'll get that.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe
That'd
I'll
be a
get
good
that
use
from
for it.
The one thing that he doesn't do though is he doesn't stay out of the turtle tank.
Well, maybe he secretly wants to be a sensei.
I guess he could be He could be Master Splinter.
Yeah,
but you know what? I would have to order some mutagen on Amazon.
See, that's why his name is Mouse.
Crystal hates everybody's name. Crystal doesn't like any of the names. She doesn't have anything else. I think it was like Max or...
Max is a dog's name.
Max was my first dog's name, so I can't do that. And
Max is a dog name. That's not a cat name.
His name is Adam Mouse Driver. I don't care. You can call him whatever you want. Okay, so... Right now, as we're recording this, Jess just sends me this message on Facebook, and it's you with that dog filter on it. And take this lightly. We joke around here. You look like a rejected Disney princess.
Right?
Oh my gosh. This is what it does to you?
Yes. You gotta download Snapchat just for that. You have to.
Hold on. I am saving this picture. You can't do anything about it. I am saving this picture, and I am posting it on the podcast notes. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but you gotta take one too.
Oh my gosh. Hey, wait, I have a question. Why do you have two sets of headphones on?
Because the low headphones, the earbud headphones that I have, don't stay in my ears.
So those are to hold the other headphones in?
Yeah, because otherwise it hurts my ears.
Your ears are broken. You have two sets of headphones on. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I want my face like this. I might cry.
To do it.
Okay, what if I just send you a picture of me and then you do it?
That didn't work. I tried doing it on the picture thing.
Oh, it has to be live to do the filters, huh?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that means you're gonna have to make me have a Snapchat account.
Don't you have a Snapchat account from like forever ago?
I don't know. I don't remember the login. I'm sure there's an RFS Dan out there somewhere. Oh my gosh, this is great. No, oh my gosh, I don't know. We can't make this into the thumbnail, but this has got to be somewhere. Everybody has to see this. Holy cow. Oh my gosh.
I can take a better one where I don't have the headphones on.
Nope. This is it. This is good. This is good. Oh my gosh, this is great. I love it, and I'm creeped out at the same time. I'm not sure where to go with it.
Right?
Oh, that is
It's crazy because it catches my face super... Oh my God. It catches my face super quick. But
not the dogs?
Not the dogs.
How unfortunate.
Reason. I'm going to send you another one.
When you bought the dogs, they should have said like, oh, this dog's good and everything, but it's not good in front of filters from Snapchat. So, while we're recording this, and you're going to send me that other picture. Oh my gosh, it's me from Dantix. Oh no! I look like something from Chippendale's Rescue Rangers. No, delete that. Oh my gosh. I'm putting my hand over the screen right now. I don't want... No! Oh no! Oh no. Okay, obviously I'm going to have to post this now. But oh no!
Oh yeah. That's what it does.
Oh my gosh.
So if you haven't used that filter yet.
I don't like this now. I don't like this. Oh my gosh, I don't like this, Jess. Oh, okay, I'll post those pictures. I'll post the pictures of Jamie. I'll post the pictures of Memphis and Kara. Oh, so while we're laughing at this, I'm looking over at my screen because I'm still watching this Disneyland live stream, and there's this big parade going by, and there is nobody watching this parade. We have to go to Disney World. Jess, let's go to Disney World.
All right, let's do it.
We have to spend like 2 weeks there, but let's go to Disney World.
We have to spend 2 weeks there.
The people in the Disney World look like they have that same filter you have on the Snapchat. Oh my gosh. No!
Right?
Oh, that one, the second one you sent to me is brilliant. Now I look like a Disney princess. Oh my gosh. I love it. I'm okay with this one.
Yeah?
Oh, yes. Okay. All right. We'll post these ones. That is amazing. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, Snapchat, you've reeled me back in. Not enough that I'm going to actually download Snapchat.
It still won't work with the Memphis. Like, it won't work with a photo of Memphis. It won't work with...
It works with a photo of Dan.
Memphis in real life. It did. It worked with a photo of you, but it's still... It's so weird, because you can, like, record video and talk, and it's so weird.
Wow, this is crazy. Wow, good job. Yeah. Good job, filters.
Right?
Dang.
It's such a fun... It's way too much fun.
Oh, my gosh. So before we get out of here, what else do I have? Oh, my gosh, there's so much stuff on my list that I have here. I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 other things that we didn't get to talk about, which is okay. We can push it back because tomorrow we'll be live on CC Mouse Podcast on YouTube. Yay! For the CC Mouse Foodcast, where finally we'll get to open Helen's package from Australia that's been sitting in my house here for 2 months.
Right. Yep. I got mine sitting here too.
We'll get to eat the snacks that are inside it. That'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, so come in, hang out. You can ask us questions over at CC Mouse Podcast on YouTube. On YouTube, so that'll be a lot of fun. Also, if you guys love trivia, your boy Dan... I hate it. I hate that. Why would I say that? Dan, I have a new general trivia out on RFS Dan, and it's a lot of fun. See how the high score you can get. I think the highest score I saw somebody get was 16.
Yeah, I think that was what I saw too when I was looking through the comments. I'm like, ooh, let's play with this and see who got the high score.
Yeah, so check it out. I really appreciate the support and the feedback and stuff like that. Let me know in the chat how many you got right. Put it down in there. See if you can score 20 out of 20. I don't think I've seen anybody claim, lying or not, to get a 20 out of 20 out of any of my trivias. So.
No, I don't think I have either.
Mm-hmm.
On any of them.
So check that out. And then next week we'll be back to talk about Reels on Instagram and the Saved by the Bell reboot and and Mulan and all. And did you have an ant farm? Oh my gosh, I have so much stuff in here that I want to know that if you've ever had. But we'll talk about it next week since we're heading into the end of the show tonight.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So tune in Wednesday, the day you're hearing this, and come hang out with us live. It's a lot of fun, and I really appreciate you guys showing up.
Yay!
Jess, real quick before we get out of here, you vlogged the Christmas place you went to, right, on your Christmas trip?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, that actually went up Tuesday, which
awesome.
is the day before.
So I'll have that in the show notes as well, so you guys will be able to check that out. So that'll be a lot of fun. What about?
I even used Christmas music.
Oh yes. What about the footage that you took for
the lightning?
Yes.
I think that goes up the day this goes up or the day after.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so you guys will be able to check out that vlog too, and you guys will be able to see everything that we talk about here on the podcast. I love our podcast because it's almost becoming like a supplement podcast. It's like, here's all the things.
I've noticed that too.
Yes, it's almost like pop-up videos of like the stuff that's gonna come out or did come out or stuff that we don't really have time to talk about on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so yeah, check that out. You have anything else to say before we leave?
No.
Perfect. That'll do it for this week's episode of the CC Mouse Podcast. Listen to us every Wednesday on your favorite music app. Interact with us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Patreon at CC Mouse Podcast. Rep our merch at ccmousepodcast.shop, and we'll see you guys next Wednesday. Same mouse time, same mouse podcast. I nailed it this week. Oh, it's like a small victory for me. Yes. Go for it, Jess.
Hey, guess what?
What?
We did a thing!
Ah, yes, I thought you were going to say, I got rear-ended.
I will say this is the longest I have sat since yesterday without standing up.
All right, so. go lay down, old lady.
Lay down.
I'm gonna get smacked for that next time I see ya.
Right?
All right, see you guys next week, friends.
Bye.